We all experience distractions. I was thinking of saying we all suffer from distractions because we often see them as unhelpful. In fact, a minute ago when I was getting ready to start this recording, the bin men arrived and started clattering, so I had to wait until they had been and gone. Some disturbances, for example, if a child brings you a flower they've picked, or an old friend rings to say hello, can be very pleasant and welcome disturbances. But too many distractions at work eventually wear down our resilience. So this practice is about how to work with any distractions or disturbances when we're practicing mindfulness. So let's start by taking a comfortable seated posture and just take time to adjust your feet and legs so that you feel as if you've got comfortable contact with the floor and the chair, and your base feels solid. Think about straightening your spine a little, not too tense, not too relaxed, just so that your spine is alert, and that probably causes your rib cage to just lift a little, creating plenty space in the chest and the abdomen for breathing. And then just soften around your face and your eyes. If you prefer eyes closed or open, either is fine. And when you're ready, bring your attention to your breathing. The breath is fantastic as an object of our attention or concentration. It's always there. There's always something interesting, some change or some subtle experience that you notice when you lightly rest your attention on your breath. Allowing plenty time for this settling phase of our meditation. Becoming comfortable and aware of body posture and breath. One thing we will almost certainly notice that our number one source of distraction is our own mind. So you may be sitting quietly, comfortable with your posture and the rhythm of your breath, and a thought will pop into your mind, maybe something that has already happened today or this week, or perhaps something you need to deal with soon, today or this week or further into the future. These thoughts, plans, memories are natural. That is what our mind does. And when we practice mindfulness meditation, it's likely we become more aware when those thoughts pop into our head. This is a good thing. It may be helpful to give them a name: thinking, planning, remembering, and then escort your attention back to your breath. This can happen frequently, very frequently, or much less so during a sitting practice. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. The noticing the distraction, naming it or leaving it alone, and returning to the breath. We can also distract ourselves with emotions. A sudden sense of doubt or worry might arise. We might remember something that makes us a bit angry. Or we might imagine the weekend or a holiday and be filled with joy and happiness. Just as we did with thoughts, we can name those emotions and gently bring our attention back to the breath. It might help to notice 3 things about distractions. What was it? How strong was it? How long did it last? Any of these questions enables us to explore the distraction rather than be distracted and wish it weren't happening. A gentle inquiry about it, what it is, how strong it is, how long it lasts, and then return your attention to the breath. Of course, external distractions are many. Other people, either in person when they arrive or via phone, text, email. And these can be tricky because on the one hand, our ego enjoys the flattery of being disturbed. However, if there are too many of those distractions in any given day, we do feel a bit worn down, and eventually, if this continues for day after day or week after week, it will affect our ability to be resilient. Other distractions come via our senses: sights, sounds, smells, for example. When we're practicing mindfulness, noticing them, naming them, or exploring them, all these techniques are available to us before we return our attention to our breath. If there were no disturbances to work with, we'd get bored if all we had to do was sit with the breath. The human mind doesn't allow this. So welcoming distractions, noticing them, dealing with them proactively, builds our mindfulness capacity and ultimately our reserves of resilience. When you feel ready to bring this practice to a close, you might finish by deciding you're going to have 3 or 4 slower, deeper in and out breaths, just to signal to yourself you're concluding your practice. Thank you and enjoy.